Shall we? Welcome back to John Opencode series, where I show you all the random stuff you can do with Opencode. And today we're going to be yapping a little bit about skills. We're going to go through a brief introduction of what they are, how to use them, how not to use them, and how you can use them in a better way, I suppose. Yeah, my name's Igor, also known as Howabauer on the internet, and hope you'll be joining me for a brief introduction. We're going to be going through some simple examples, nothing complex, because yeah, that would take ages. So let's begin. First of all, what actually are skills? And skills are basically just Markdown files that get loaded whenever the agent feels like it needs them. And yeah, it's a SOP or standard operating procedure, or like a workflow, or however you want to call it. And yeah, they just exist somewhere in the system prompt, and whenever the agent feels like, oh, this task matches that skill, oh, maybe I should just load them and crack on. Theoretically, it's supposed to standardize the way models think about tasks. So for example, if you have a very specific way of doing things that you want the model to be to be able to repeat all the time, that's what skills are for you. It just loads the Markdown file with all sorts of instructions, etc., etc., and it just works. Anyway, this started as an Anthropic exclusive standard, and then they open source it, and now they live on agentskills.io. Basically, if you want to go through in detail of what the skills actually are, how to create them, blah blah blah, go to agentskills.io, and you're just going to find everything there. So without further ado, let's have a look at the example of what I've got here. This is famously the skill that's supposed to make everything look better when creating front ends with AI. And basically, it is a bit of a weird, sloppy kind of a situation that tells the AI not to be sloppy. What makes this website design unforgettable? Blah 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 blah. So basically, you're telling the agent to create a beautiful website. I don't know. Do agents know what beautiful means? How do they judge the beauty of a website? Like, is it supposed to be minimalistic? Is it supposed to be simple? I don't know. And I suppose we're gonna find out in a sec. So, what I've got here is a set of projects that I've kind of started, but it's basically simple. I just ran bun init and initialized four projects with React, TypeScript, no Tailwind, nothing. And we're gonna have a look at what they look like with skills, without skills, etc., etc. Yes, so we went through what skills are, why use them, repeatable workflows, and why not to use them. A little bit of a tangent. Basically, I've got 24 skills in the global directory for my skills, and skills create pollution, context rot, however you want to call it. there are many situations where you don't want all the agents to have all the skills, but skills are useful, so you keep installing them over and over and over again, and you end up with 24 skills like I have, or even more of them, if you are really trying to min-max models. The way to go around it is to create multiple agents and disable all the skills. So basically in Opencode, the trick is to let me find my agent. Where is my agent? Where is my little agent? Oh, I closed it. There we go. Basically, my agents look slightly different. They have all skills disabled by default, and I have packs of skills that the agent actually needs, which allows me to have as many skills installed as I want, and just use them if I need them, when I need them, etc., etc. It is a bit of a tedious task, but if you want to actually maximize how you're using models and get consistent results, this is how you do it. Yeah, so let's actually go to the test, and the test will be trying to build a simple portfolio website. I've got a basic prompt. Create a Vite React TypeScript portfolio site using profile Markdown as the base for the information. And I'm just telling the agent to use bun for this because it's going to be trying to install via npm and do all the random stuff. Don't worry about Tailwind right now. We're just sticking to the basics. And let's paste this into our GLM agent. Build. I'm running it somewhat vanilla. No skills available. Hello. And let's just let it cook, and hopefully this will all work fine. And now for the bigger show. Would you look at that? We now have 3 terminals. And let's do the same. But I have the default Claude skill for frontend, the sloppy one that tells it to be beautiful, included. And as we established, skills are just Markdown files, so it doesn't really matter if I change my global config completely or if I just point at the Markdown file, because I can just tell the model to follow the procedure from the Markdown file. That's what I've been doing for months before skills existed. So we can do this. Use the Markdown procedure to build this. And then I do skill. Is it there? Frontend design. And yeah, let's see what happens here. And for the final one, let's do something slightly different. And let's go back to Z for a second. And shoop. So I have, as you might have seen, a configurator agent that kind of knows how to create skills. Right. And this raw front-end design skill is here. And let's see how we can improve it and make it actually better. So my configurator agent has a skill that creates skills. So we can tell it to use your skill creator skill to enhance this file. And I'm just going to tell it to save it or edit it in the same place, because it might try and move it to the correct directory. Edit front-end design in place. Do not move it anywhere. Ask me any questions about what I want to improve. Yep. And let's see what the agent does. Theoretically, it should just create everything automatically. Obviously, it's gonna take a while. In the meantime, let's see what these agents are cooking. They are not done yet. Okay, we are getting somewhere. Questions about our skills. Front matter optimizations. Yes, my skills look a little bit different than I'll show you in a sec, because I do not believe describing a skill without giving a model examples of when it should be used is a good practice. Models are really bad at realizing they need a skill because they kind of think they've already got all the skills anyway to perform whatever they need to perform. So I frame them more as workflows, and we're gonna get to all the shenanigans I'm doing with workflows. But there will be a very specific description and you will see what I mean. And let's just have a look at this description here. And I'll show you in a sec how it will look like. Yeah. Front matter optimization, yes. Add workflow structure, yes. Add bundled resources, no. Content expansions, we can do that, yeah. So skills can contain scripts and references, which are basically additional files that the models can read. Sometimes, for example, if you want, I don't know, if you want your files scanned or something to happen in a very specific way, you might want to include a TypeScript script or a Python script to do something. Or like you have, for example, for this one, for front-end, you might want to include some examples of actual good front-end components. But we're gonna skip that. That's for when you actually want to do something very thoroughly and define things for the model. Discovery. Explicit requirements. When the skill should be discovered triggered. Experience practice program. Yes, so this will basically affect the description. We want the skill to be triggered every time whenever front-end comes up. So there's that, and let's see what the model will cook. In the meantime, are they done? Yes, they are done. So we can go back to Mr. Z, and Mr. Z, I already have Fun Run Dev, and do I have another one with skill Fun Run Dev? So that's 7.4, 7.5, and let's have a look. Local host 5174. So this is what GLM cooked without any skills. I mean, it's boring, it's bland. We're not expecting too much from GLM. but we're expecting a little bit more. And let's see what it made with the skill. Whoa! Okay then. Yes, nice. It does make a massive difference, doesn't it? Of course, there are mistakes. Ignore them. There's, for whatever reason, there's something missing. We have nice animations everywhere. Okay, this is looking nice, but I believe we can enhance it further. Mr. Z, front matter optimization. Okay, and now let's see. And I believe what happened here? I believe I need to close that skill so it loads. Why did it save? Portfolio skill. Oh, you bastard. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So, as you can see, the description is enhanced. It gives the model actual idea when to use them, and you can. I believe this works. This is more instruction heavy. It forces models to think in a specific way, and it forces the model to use those skills. And you can obviously further optimize it. You can just get rid of the user tags. You can do whatever you want. You can run your own evals. You can match it against an embedder. I've got an entire eval to just test if skill description matches what is actually required. But yeah, that's pretty much the most important thing that differentiates random skills from the internet and makes them better. Front-end design, okay. And this is still a little bit sloppy. So what we want to do is, okay. I'm not even gonna read it because there's no point. It's just a start. What now needs to happen is we need to add an exploratory stage. So right now the model just assumes everything will come from the skill. What you really want to do, especially when you're doing front-end stuff, the better idea is to ask the model to first research a little bit. So we're just gonna do just that. Let's add a next first required step. Internet research. The model, the agent must do a bit of digging to find out what the newest trends are, depending on the nature of the project the user is working on. Basically, run a few searches and find out what's trendy. The agent also needs to ask the user using a question tool if they approve of the path chosen. Enhance. Let's see. And at this point, it just doesn't really matter which model you're using, because they're all going to be just fine as long as they're somewhat coherent. Yes, so this is actually important. 2026. Because yeah, obviously Frontier models are gonna just be trained on whatever's most recent, but it's not always gonna work with the older models, or like they might get confused and assume it's not 2026 yet, and what the hell are you talking about? Change the description a little bit, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. Yes, inspiration. So it made quite a lot of changes. That's nice. This should be a lot better. Is it done? No, not done yet. And you could theoretically stop there, but let's take it a step further. I've got a command that refactors, it's a big word, but rewrites a Markdown file into an RFC plus XML structure. So you will have XML tags and RFC keywords, which are should, must not, etc, etc. So if you have a model that is good at following instructions, it will follow them 100%. And if you've got a model like GLM or Gemini, it will just be more steerable. And now I've got this command that does some magic behind the scenes, and I can just is it this one? Yes. I can just point the model at that file again and ask it to rewrite it again. And have a quick look. It's not that complex. It just tells the model to apply these rules. And I suppose it's time to chill a bit. So I've got an entire workflows directory with these kinds of stuff, kinds of things, and all the commands are there. So if you're looking for that RFC command, you can just find it here. I will give you a link in the description. So if you're looking for them, that's where they are. That's where most of my things are. And let's go back to Z. Oh yeah, and this one is looking for a style guide, but it's fine. So for example, Codex or GPT-5 would not progress with any instruction at this point. Oh, it would wait until you provide that file, otherwise it's just not going to do anything. GLM is a little bit more laxed about this, and sometimes models overcook those XML tags massively. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tell it to simplify the XML. Let's simplify the XML tags. They are too granular right now. Tone it down a bit, and let's see what it does. And you are probably asking, why the hell am I doing all of this? It is because I only run custom skills basically, and skills should be custom, I want to say, because when you download the skill from the internet, you only do it once, and it basically never gets updated. So for example, if you're using, I don't know, Convex or any other SAS or whatever framework, and it gets updated, you are basically screwed because all the info is going to be out of date. I constantly work on refining those skills, and if I see that something is off or that it is not compliant with what it used to be like 2 or 3 months ago, I instantly go and research and just adjust all of these skills. But as far as I'm aware, nobody really does it. So yeah, good luck. Just go through a similar procedure and update any skill that you download from the internet. What is this? That being said, you should not be downloading just any random skills, because this is the easiest way to get yourself in trouble, because they might contain commands or instructions to download things that should not be downloaded, like any malware or prompt injections. Just stay away, read everything, but yeah, best idea is to create your custom skills. What I would recommend is you go to Claude on in the Chrome browser, just into the web user interface, or ChatGPT or Gemini.com, and then you just chat to the model about best principles of this, best principles of that, and let's create a markdown that outlines workflow on how to operate within an environment or within a framework or whatever. That is probably the best way to get custom skills, because ready-made skills are bad. Sorry for the music cutting off. It is. I blame it on Google. Okay, so let's see what the model created. Nice. But I don't really know what these are. Like I'm sure it makes sense in GLM's head, but I will ask it to ignore this. Can we edit out? This is probably an overkill. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen anything like that, so I don't know which. Every harness is a bit different. Opencode might be alright with syntax like that. Cloud Code might not. Then if you're using something else, it might error out. So basically, whenever I see weird stuff like that, even though it might be perfectly valid thing to do, I would just rather get rid of it. Keep it simple. What are coolers? Okay. It's something on the internet. I thought it was a typo. Right, fantastic. Here we are. So we have our super duper enhanced skill. Let's see how big was the original one. The original one is 42 lines of Markdown, and our updated one is 350. Some of them are just empty lines, but that's fine. And you shouldn't really be worried about just how much the skill includes, because it's only going to be loaded once, and then the model should just follow whatever instruction was in the skill. Yash. So we have this, but I have specific skill upgraded. Project, and skill upgraded project would be here. So let's launch Opencode. And for a second, I'm just gonna again copy the prompt quickly, change to our build agent, and tell it to use. I'm gonna double check. Copied all right? Yes, fine. Use skill front and design to execute this. And let's see what happens now. Oh, it doesn't have. Yeah, no, fine. Managed to read it. So it's read the profile. It's trying to understand what is it that we're trying to create, and yeah, it's going to use a little bit of a web search, and hopefully, with some luck, it's going to come up with something interesting. Oh, and in the meantime, let's have a look at this, because you'll be wondering why the hell my music is getting cut off. It is because it is generated by Mr. Gemini here. You just put in prompts. Oh, there we go. And it generates a constant stream of music. And I vibe coded a little bit of an enhancement to it, so it automatically reconnects, but it does not always work. So with that being said, let's go back to Mr. GLM. I wonder if it's EXA or if it is ZAI being a little bit slow. Come on. It is theoretically thinking, but this is actually active. GLM can be like that. I was trying to show people that you're okay. Maybe it is EXA. Maybe it is EXA. Alright, let's cancel it. Stuck. Continue. Oh god, terminal inspired developer aesthetic. Dark technical. Yeah, so it's just a terminal inspired. Let's not do terminal inspired. I don't want to go anywhere near this. Motions, supple and purposeful, expressive. Let's do it whatever it recommends and let it cook. And while it's cooking, let's see what else I've got for you today. Yeah, we are kind of there. So to recap, skills are Markdown files that get loaded, that when the model thinks it needs them, they show in Opencode, they show as available skills in the system prompt, or you can just point the model towards a Markdown file if you want to do it manually. It does not really matter. You want to use them to have enhanced / reproducible results. You shouldn't really overload models with skills. If you are using loads of global skills, you should probably limit them and block them from the agent. And yeah, you shouldn't be downloading all of the skills. Just create custom ones. They're probably gonna work better and they're gonna serve you a lot better. Yeah, that's the long and short of it, basically. Let's see if the model is still cooking. Well, let's see if this is any better. I'm hoping it's at least gonna be different. Build. Fantastic. And linting. I did not expect it to do such a thorough pass. Here we are. Z. Let's see how the upgraded skill looks like. So this was just a standard skill. Ah, come on, GLM. Come on, GLM. I am disappointed in you. Let's see if we can correct it a little bit. It seems that the CSS is not connected and it doesn't load properly. Fix. And with a little bit of luck, it's going to be fine now. Of course. Of course, it forgot to import something. And hello there. I mean, is it better than the previous one? Ooh, that's a completely different one. Let's compare it. It is definitely making a lot more sense. And obviously you can blame it on just general AI being general AI and just doing random stuff. But let's scroll down. Yes. I imagine, just double check. No, GLM has a little bit of an issue, like when it has 4 columns, they will always be displayed in this fashion for whatever reason. I was trying to do a full screen on it and it just not working. It didn't really apply the scaling correctly. So yeah, it is what it is with those models. But it went into a lot more details suddenly. Is it better? I don't know. Did you like it or not? All of these are working? Yes. So this was just the standard skill downloaded from Claude, and this is the upgraded version. So yeah, upgrade your skills, and you can do that with any skill. I have an entire skill set for convex, for AI security, for Opencode code configuration, for creating plugins, and whenever something stops working, I instantly update the instructions. When I see that there was an update in convex and it doesn't accept one thing and you have to do it differently, instantly change it. Don't wait until you have to steer the model to do something else, because yeah, that will be a lot of pain. And imagine downloading a skill that was created like 2 years ago in the future. You know what I mean? And realizing none of these principles apply, and in the meantime everything has changed, and yeah, you're still trying to use something that just doesn't really matter anymore. And that's what I think whenever I see a website that lists 10,000 of skills you can browse from random people, from made by who knows who. Just don't do it. If you ever download the skill, just remake it completely. It's gonna be a lot easier for you in the long run, and you get to actually know how the models are thinking. So yeah, we're gonna leave it there because I've been yapping for long enough, and I have a plan for the next video, which is gonna show you why I think skill is a bad name for what we're doing here, and how I fight with it, and how you can make your life a lot easier when you're using skills. But yeah, that was Mr. John Opencode, and hopefully you learned something today about how to actually use skills. And yeah, until next time, because next time is gonna be interesting. We will go through how to agentically create skills, but they will be called workflows. Peace!